I'm going swimming in a little bit. It's Comics and Shots, a completely improvised semi-comedic musing by Howard Stern's Mick the Nerd, aka YouTube and TikTok's Mick the Man, aka Mick the Maverick, aka a guy whose shoulder is pinging just a little bit. But hey, that's adulthood. Today's subject: brand synergy in comic books. Here's all you need to do to synergize your comic book with the latest film adaptation of a comic book. Make the costumes of the main characters look the same in both the comic and the goddamn adaptation. That can go either way, actually. Like when the X-Men movies got popular, they made the X-Men in the comics get all leather-clad and sexy. You know how it is. Yeah. They brought in the movie version of Yondu. That one was a little sillier because they couldn't even fully retcon the original Yondu, because that guy's personality is nothing like in the movies. The movie version is a very different adaptation. So they said the movie version of Yondu was like his ancestor or whatever. Those are the simple things they did. Just simple costume changes, simple additions of things based on the movies. You give Shang-Chi some golden rings that aren't like the Mandarin's rings, but are similar to the kind from the movie, because they just admittedly looked cool. Utterly unnecessary, as Shang-Chi is a martial artist and not really a superhero. At least I don't think. Still cool, though. And then you get to Spider-Man the Other. Oh my god, this is so dumb. You see, for anyone who hasn't seen the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, in those films, rather than being like the comic books, where Spider-Man would put web cartridges in his web shooters and he'd web up his enemies, the movies have him, shooting webs organically. There were two sides. The comic book fans was like, why doesn't he have his web shooters? And then the movie fans read the comics are like, what? Why doesn't he have the organic webbity webs? So they found a compromise in the dumbest way possible. In this one battle with a totem vampire named Morlun, yes, one of Spider-Man's arch nemesis is a spider soul-eating vampire. It's the dumbest thing ever. Spider-Man temporarily dies, goes into a cocoon stage, and then turns into a man-spider. Those of you animated series fans, that wasn't for you, surprisingly. No, that was going to be used for something else. The man-spider then dies, giving birth to Peter Parker. Peter Parker essentially gives birth to himself. And then he gets the organic webbing. Yeah. They had to temporarily kill off Peter Parker, turn him into a monster, have the monster die, have Peter come back to life again, just so that they could have him have organic webbing like in the stinking movies. And since I'm talking about Spider-Man, you know what character I'm talking about next, in terms of bullshit synergy. Now, I recognize that Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, was supposed to be a mutant all along, and that's referenced in the live-action Disney Plus series Miss Marvel. Fantabulous little show. Love it, love it. the comics decide to make her a mutant as well, or half mutant. And they do it in the stupidest way possible. Or similarly, like Spider-Man, she dies, comes back to life through an egg process, and is told, "Hey, you're also a mutant." There were a billion fucking ways to just say she's a mutant. The organic webbing thing, that was stupid too, but I at least understand why you'd get there just to have organic webbing. But with Miss Marvel, all you had to do to say that she was a mutant was have her glow a little bit. That's it. Easiest goddamn thing in the world. What? Out of all the dumbest ways to bring in brand synergy. Ugh, man. Bloodsport having his movie-accurate costume, that doesn't bother me in the least in the comics. But when you have to go out of your way to make your goddamn movie adaptations and your comic books similar in looks and vibe and story, you're not doing it right. Especially since the goddamn movies are supposed to be the adaptations, not the canon that you derive things from. When you end up mixing that up, you just get really confusing and awkward stories. Ugh. On the subject, I've already mentioned how Miss Marvel Mutant Mayhem straight up lampoons the Resurrection Protocol, as well as the dumb, very clever, lampshaded way of complaining how this is a stupid way to make her a mutant. Also bringing up that just because she's a mutant doesn't erase that she's an Inhuman as well. She went through Terrigenesis. And while it's cool that she's a mutant, it's not even like something like erasing homophobia, like making Mystique Nightcrawler's biological father. There's no societal reason to make Miss Marvel a mutant now. It's too little too late, and to be fair, it didn't really matter that she was a mutant that much. I mean, emphasis on that much, outsider, yada yada, Muslim woman who's also a mutant, there's something there, but once again, she's also a superhero, and superheroes are pretty frowned upon in Marvel, so there's that. So, final note, just stop working so goddamn hard on your goddamn brand synergy, you twits. Please. Ugh. Heard that? Like, comment, and subscribe. Donate if you're feeling nice. Share it with a bear. And always remember, praise be to the Blood Elk, fear the Stabopotamus, and death to Kronos. Finished my Season 3 rewatch of Kim Possible today. Very solid story arc. Gonna watch Kim Possible Season 4 later. Have a night, folks.